Hi. I'm not doing very good right now for a lot of reasons. I actually had a panic attack this morning. I haven't had a panic attack since I was 20. Half my life ago, basically. But a lot of the things that I've been having to deal with lately have kind of put me in a point where I don't know if I'm going to keep playing this game anymore or not. I want to. Like, you hear me out. I want to play this game. I love this game. But at current, looking at the game is basically making me nauseous with stress and anxiety. And I don't know what's going to happen, really. But, there is a person who deserves to be mentioned. And I think that because I really need to focus on some positivity right now, he definitely deserves a video. The thing is that the reason I made videos about people on retail is because, their story was over. And I could tell everything that I knew from start to finish about them. And now I can do that for Monty, because his Final Fantasy XI story is now over. But his story will never end. Not so long as there are those of us who remember him and will do our best to stand for what he stood for. Monty will not die. I'm not just saying that to wax poetic. I actually mean that. I mean what I say. Monty was a class act, bro. Definitely one of the nicest, most polite, most understanding people I have ever met in my life. I admired him because he's the type of person who will blame himself over anyone else. Not just out of some random, haphazard attempt to have control over one's own life when it seems like it's fleeting. And blaming oneself is sometimes a way to feel like you have control over your own life again. No, he did this out of decency. To make sure that other people wouldn't get into an argument, that type of thing. I always had that strong vibe from him. A very intense peacekeeper, even if it cost him something to do so. It's the kind of person Monty was. There's just a brilliant man outside of the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, which isn't to harp on, him in-game, but I just want to talk about him right now. Like, he was an incredible repairman. Man. If you used to watch Snick, you know what that's a reference to. If not, then you don't know what I just said. He could fix PlayStation 2, 3, 4, 5, any kind of computer you could toss at him. TVs, monitors, just damn near anything. And then automotive. And then he was an amazing baker. Makes some amazing brownies. I've watched him do that straight up. It was pretty impressive how much he was able to do, given his situation, being as immobilized as he was. I think it was 2 months ago, he mentioned that was the first time he got to go outside in years. That really made me take a step back from myself and wonder, do I actually have anything legitimate to complain about in my life? This dude can't even go outside. And look at his attitude. He's perfectly positive. What's my malfunction? Monty was just cool, man. First day we ever started talking, he actually asked me if he could pray for me and my family's well-being. There wasn't problems or anything. Nothing was going on at the time. He just wanted to pray for me and my family because he liked me. One of the reasons he said he liked me so much is I looked like a friend of his. The first time that they went through cancer treatment together, his friend, who I apparently look a lot like, did not make it. And for a while, I got to kind of be Monty's friend back from the dead for a little while, I guess. That's kind of what I was to him, I guess. I mean, that's what he told me. I assume he was telling the truth. It's just... a lot of people offered me a lot of advice when I first started playing here, about the game. Here's how Horizon works and all that. That was really cool. But Monty was the first person who just wanted to talk to me. Person to person, human to human. He was the first person to make Horizon feel welcoming to me. And now he ain't here no more. He's not gone. I want to reiterate that. He's just not here anymore. Monty is not gone. As long as I still breathe, he won't be. Let me explain to you why Monty is such an important person to me. Why his incessant charity, I think, is the most important thing a person can bring to Vanity L. I mean, not even... the first week I was here, he gave me 100,000 gil. I didn't take it at first. I canceled the trade. I was like, bro, I can't take that. That's too much, And he's like, no, please, I really want you to have it. I want you to be able to, start playing this game and get off the ground quickly because you already know how to play this game, and I just want you to have it. I just want to help you out, man. And I thought that was pretty cool of him. And every single time he logged on, he would always say, "Never fear, Monty's here," in all caps. And if he accidentally did not say it in all caps, he would be like, oops, hang on a second, and then say it again in all caps, and then turn the caps lock off and be like, okay, that's better. That was just his thing, man. And then after that was always how he said hello. But then he always said one other thing immediately after that, which was, who needs help? Who am I helping today? Who's trying to get what done today, and how can I help you accomplish it? The most important thing to him was helping out other people. He logged on with no intention of doing anything for himself, just to help other people. The only times he would do something for himself is if no one else needed help at a particular given moment. And then if someone needed something, odds are he would drop what he was doing to go help someone else out. It's just the kind of person he was. And there's a very personal reason that matters to me as a person. See, way back when I was 6 years old, actually, now that I think about it, I was 6 years old the first time this happened. My dad and I go out to get some dinner. We go to the Del Taco next to the liquor store. And my dad didn't trust banks. My dad was a cash-only man. My dad was also the type of person who, well, you see this beer can here? Imagine if someone's wrists were about that thick around. Now imagine how big their upper arms are and their forearms. My dad was a rhinoceros. So, I wasn't particularly worried or concerned when he would hand me a $20 bill in, 1990. $20 is a lot of money in 1990. I mean, man, that's a whole family dinner from KFC and a 6-pack of beer. Like, shoot. But for all those people that my dad would then tell me, see that homeless guy over there? Go give him the $20 bill. I still remember so many of their faces. I don't know if you've ever helped out the transient person with some money before. The actual transients. Not just the ones who are panhandling for money because they're lazy and want to have an easy way to get a Mercedes or a Beamer. Actual transients. They get a look on their face when you just hand them money out of nowhere. That particular complexion was much different when I was a child. I think that in some way, eventually a homeless person becomes anticipatory toward receiving something from another adult, because we're so used to adults being the ones who understand empathy from a larger amount of life experiences. But when a 6-year-old kid in 1990 rolls up on you with a $20 bill, you don't know what to think. I know none of those other people had no clue what to think. Why is a child giving this to me? I don't know if I really want to get alcohol with this if a kid gave it to me. Sometimes I wonder if that was my dad's intention. But at the same time, it's their choice if they want to get alcohol or food. With $20 bill, man, you can get both. I think, again, maybe that was part of my dad's wisdom. You have to let people make their own choices. You can guide them, but don't get upset if they don't do what you think they should do. That's not what charity's about. Now, that was a big deal to me. Still is, my whole life. Charity, to me, has always been the most important thing ever. I've given away so much of my clothes, food, money, and time over the course of my life. I still hope to be able to be blessed with opportunities to continue doing that. And I think that's one of the reasons that I like this game so much, is anyone can be charitable with their time on this game and do a lot for another person. Monty definitely was an exemplary student of the chivalrous arts. He did an excellent job at reminding me why I even care to get stronger and level up in the first place, so that I can do things for other people who are not at the same level that I'm at, who don't have the gear that I have, that sort of thing. There was one other person I played retail with who was so similar to Monty in that regard. He was from Solaris. His name was Strev. Strev 1. Well, his name was Stravone, but I always called him Strev 1. Like an Italian fighter jet. So you can put all your milk foam on top of your fancy little Italian coffee shot as you're pulling 5Gs coming out of an Evilman turn. Yeah. The Strev 1. The fighter jet for the discerning pilot and coffee aficionado. Strev was a cool dude. He was always giving his time for AF hunts, key hunts, skill up parties. Oh, you died in Valkyrum or Quiffum and need a raise? I got you over right there. That was the kind of person he was. And I will never forget Strev's last 30 minutes in Vanity L. One night I go to Boyata Trade. There's going to be a skill up party in the Link Shell there later that night. Strev is there soloing Robber Krabs. I ask if I can join him. We're both skilling up our greatsword for a while. He learned Sickle Moon. I'm like 5 points away from it. And in that last half an hour, when I was like 5 points away, he changes to staff. And I'm like, are you capped? Did you finish skilling up your greatsword on the crabs? And he's like, nah, but I want to make sure you get Sickle Moon. So he stuck around for the last half hour. I get Sickle Moon. We both used Sickle Moon a couple times. We're like, yeah, it's cool. Paladins and Sickle Moon. We're dope, bro. He logs out. About an hour later, I join the Link Shell Skill Up party. And I am 4.2 away from Spinning Slash. And I decide I'm going to switch to Sword and Shield and just full tank the rest of the Skill Up party. I don't want to get Spinning Slash unless Strev is here. Well, the next day, that's when Arleman hits up everyone in Solaris and says that this is Strev's last day to play. And that he wanted everyone to share one good memory, one nice story or anecdote, something. If Strev's done anything for you, tell everyone about it. And it took us 90 minutes. There was 40 of us there, all talking about everything that Strev had ever done for us. When all that was done, I sent Strev a tell and I asked him, where are you going to log out for the last time? He says, Sandoria, my home nation. I say, mind if I walk with you? He's like, I don't mind, but it's actually going to be a walk. I gave away my gill already, so I'm not getting a chocobo. I'm like, that's cool, bro. The whole way we're walking there, we're talking. He's telling me, like, yeah, I got a promotion, my career's advancing, and that takes away some of my time per day, and I want to spend a lot of it on my wife, and this game is going to end up taking too much of it, so it's got to go. It's just the situation. So before he logs out, I ask him, like, hey, you got your honor sword still? Your Paladin AF weapon? He's like, yeah, of course. I would never throw that away. I was like, yeah, same here, bro. I would never tossed it. Never tossed it on retail. Never tossing it here. And Strev and I, we got our honor swords, and we spent like 5 minutes trying to line ourselves up so that we could do the hooray motion and tap our swords in an X, or honor swords in an X over each other. Before he logged out for the last time, he traded me his greatsword. It's just a 50-something curvy black paladin greatsword that, you know, Rune Fencer can also use these days, but it was just a paladin sword back then. And, you know, he logs off, and I decide, okay, I could learn Spinning Slash with you. I'm going to learn it with your sword then. So I walked to Sky from Sandoria. I walked on foot. I get all the way up there. Start soloing flamingos. I can only kill the lowest level flamingo spawns, and my cherry just knocked off. So, you know, it's basically, it's like might as well pop invincible for 30 free seconds of hitting the mobs before I have to zone into the Shrine of Ru Avatau. The one zone, like you just walk straight north, main entrance. That's where I was pulling the flamingos. And 7 hours, I think, of doing that to get my 4.2 skill solo, just so I could learn Spinning Slash and remember him. If I do keep playing here, and again, I do want to keep playing here, it's just emotionally difficult at the moment, then I think that I definitely have to get Retribution on my Paladin, because I know Monty loved using that weapon skill. That'd be a nice way to remember him, I think. Get that weapon skill that he liked using so much. Anyway, charity is really important, man. And biblically, charity is defined by the willingness to give and never want reciprocation. If you are giving and expecting something in return, or upset that you did not get something in return, etc., If you are upset that in any way because you did something for someone else, things didn't go the way you expected, it was not charity, was it? True charity is rare. And quite frankly, I think this world would have broken apart a long time ago without it. Do your part. Be charitable with your clothes, your time, your food, your money. And be kind as you can in the process. The world does not have enough such people left in it. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you. Please do your best to be understanding and patient with one another. God bless.